Okay guys, we're back at the Ultimate Drum Studio. Today we're going to be getting the walls in, which we've actually prefabricated, and also we're going to get the ceiling built. And probably by the end of this video we'll have it plasterboarded, fingers crossed. Let's just turn the camera around and see where we got up to last time. So obviously
oh dear, sorry.
So we got the garage door replaced with this acoustic wall, which is 4x2 timber, which has been insulated, and then we've got another layer of insulation inside, and this is to match the density and thickness of the brick and block work. We also got this insulation on the walls, which is mechanically fixed to that outer shell. Got the ceiling insulated, which was quite challenging, and also that insulation which was on the floor, which was originally inside the rafters, we've put that up the top just to get it out of the way and obviously to give it a bit of an extra layer. We also got all the electrics done, so they're all in place. So today we're going to be getting these walls in, so we're probably going to start at the back. We build the walls up, which is our internal shell, which is decoupled from the walls. We're going to build the roof up on site to make it a little bit tighter, and obviously because the span's a little bit more than normal, it's kind of difficult to do that in the workshop. So we're going to get set up now and we'll bring you guys back in a few minutes. Right, so that's our prefabricated panels, which are made of 4x2. Obviously check out the workshop video if you want to see how we made those. We're going to get those in there and start building it up. We start by securing the prefabricated panels to the already installed base plates using 4x70 torque screws. All of these panels were insulated back in the workshop, which saves us a load of time on site and means we get some of the worst jobs out of the way early on. As mentioned before, if you want more details on how we built these panels, make sure to check out the members area. Right, thank you. This is a new one. We've loaded all the panels in that are left, and Jacob's sending me on a little expedition.
I'm not sending you, you're going off and having a bit of a nosy about the neighbourhood. 2-hour break while I'm slogging around in this bloody...
I've got to go and get the timbers for the roof, which was planned actually. Right, when I get back...
Come back, I'm not hungry. Why are you not hungry? I've been to the sarnie shop.
I don't go to sarnie shops, as you know. Listen, when I get back, I'd like all this fitted. And the camera is going to tell me what you've been up to.
You don't want to know what's on that camera.
There'll be some hidden gems, I'm sure. Right, see you in a bit.
Go on, get
Bye.
While I pop out to Jewson and do my best to avoid the sandwich shop at the end of the road, Jacob carries on installing those wall panels. He fixes each panel to the next, making sure there are no gaps in between. Progress is seriously quick when everything's been pre-built like this. Great job.
Okay, just back from Jewson. Let's see how Jacob's got on. How you doing? This looks like progress. That's all the walls in, guys. Jacob has done a fabulous job there. Just a couple of bits to do. So we got a couple of timbers to go above the window, a little panel to go above the window. Obviously we'll make that. We didn't sure on the height exactly. We've got to put an extra timber down here. That's why we haven't insulated this, because we've got a bit of a chunkier door. It's like quite a big opening on this one. So we thought actually we'll put more 4x2 on that side, but we'd kind of ran out in the workshop so we can do that before we insulate. And then got to pull those electrics round to there, and then essentially start building the roof sections, which will frame out with the 4x2 all the way around, and then literally just fill in with some cross members or cross timbers. Yeah. Going to plan, guys. Let's go and have some lunch. What have you got today?
I'm back on the soup today.
Is it the same batch as the last one?
No.
What's this?
I don't know, I'll find out.
This... Is it a vegetable even?
How many syllables are in vegetable?
Is it vegetable soup? Yes.
It is, definitely carrots and lentils. I don't know what else.
Any coriander?
Oh well, you only like coriander if it's on curry.
I've got homemade red pepper lasagna.
Is that lasagna?
Of course it is. I'm going to start framing out the roof, so going to start this end. I think my 4x2 timber is just going to go to the top of this, and then obviously when we span them across we can go in between the joists, but it won't be touching anyway. But we've got all these clout nails which we haven't taken out because it was a bit of a mission and really they're not going to be in the way. Right, get started. You're always talking when I'm just about to say something. What's that?
I think what I'll actually we end up doing?
Just been told I've got to do the electrics now, so I'll get on that first.
I start by routing the electrics that are hanging down from the ceiling into their final positions. After that, I begin fixing the 3 metre lengths of 4x2 around the perimeter of the room, making sure everything is bang on level. This is definitely a point where a decent spirit level earns its keep.
That's all the framing done, all the way around, perfectly straight.
You've had all me biscuits, man.
No, there's still some left. No, that's mine. That's my pile. What's he doing? Yeah, so next thing, we're gonna... What's the space we're gonna do on this, Jacob? 39? You happy with that? We're 39 spacing or...
39 might be a bit hard.
39.5?
Thinking of you, innit?
395?
But you don't want it too loose, because then you can never cut.
Do you want to just give us a number then?
We could bring the jig, because then you get 40, 40, 40 doings. Pretty accurate, isn't it?
Alright, let's do that. Got a free van.
Should we do 39.5 then?
Yeah. So basically what we're saying is, out of...
Why are you taking out my file?
Out of a piece of rock wool, which is essentially 120, we'll normally get 3 pieces cut out, roughly 40, but obviously the blade takes a bit off. So 39.5 spacing here will give you exactly the right split between the... So I'll bring the jig tomorrow, but for now we'll cut some spacings, 39.5 centimetres out of that timber, one either side, chuck these timbers up. Job done for today. What we've done here is, because these walls are free to sort of move backwards and forwards at the moment, obviously they're not tied into anything, so we've just put a couple of temporary fixings, one there, one on the other side, to get those completely straight with the spirit level. And then obviously it won't be going out when we're actually adding our roof pieces. When you're doing this, you've got to make sure that you space the timbers, so you definitely get a timber there for the plasterboard to sit on, which is 120. So obviously you want
one piece.
Just for now, yeah. So you want your plasterboard onto there. You want me to do them all?
Well,
I thought we'd...
get it, won't we?
Well, help. We'll do the next one.
Well, help.
I got it. Was, yeah.
So, as mentioned earlier, make sure when you're setting out the spacing for your roof timbers that a standard 1.2 by 2.4 sheet of plasterboard lines up nicely with the centre of those cross timbers.
Go on, get that spacer out.
A wee bit like that one there.
We carry on adding the remaining lengths of 4x2, making sure each one fits snugly and is properly fixed into the perimeter timbers. We finish things off by adding a few noggins, always a satisfying part of the job, and that's this section done.
That is the ceiling all done. We've actually got one timber missing, which is this one here, so we're going to get that tomorrow. Let me just turn the camera around. So that's all the walls sorted. We put these timbers in here just as temporary fixings, just so this wall was nice and straight, so they're going to come out. Obviously tomorrow we're going to get this heavier density rock wool in the ceiling. I think we're going to use our jig for that, which we'll see tomorrow. And I think the plan is to get 2 layers of plasterboard on the ceiling. We're going to put some MDF on this wall, and then I'm probably going to pop back next week and kind of finish off the walls in terms of the plasterboarding. So that's the plan. Okay guys, we're off for today, but we shall bring you back in the morning. All right guys, we're back.
Are we?
We're back.
We have a wife, remember?
Oh yeah, that's it. We've got to get that 4x2 timber in there, so we've just picked that up, so that's going in there. Jacob can do that. We've got that massive amount of rock wool to go in the ceiling, and then we've got 12 plasterboards, which are in the van, to go on the ceiling, so a double layer on the ceiling. That's really what we're going to do today. We might also put some heavy density MDF on this wall. Which wall? That's what I said, this wall. I turned around, this wall.
What about these bits? You not put some wool in there?
We need to put some wool in there as well. And then we're going to be back next week to just finish off the plasterboard. And the reason being is we're getting down to London later on today, so we're going to have to make a sharp exit because we've got plasterboarding to do on another job. We'll get set up and then we'll bring you guys back.
Now we're on to the part we don't really enjoy, installing the heavy density rock wool into the ceiling. We've made a simple jig for this, which makes the cuts far more accurate and saves a lot of time, and more importantly, saves a bit of sanity. If you're doing this yourself, definitely test a piece first before committing to all your cuts. Ask me how I know.
Okay guys, that's all the sealing done. We've had some lunch now. That was super itchy, but we got it done. So the next thing is going to be getting our plasterboard on the ceiling, 2 layers, standard plasterboard. So there's nothing too fancy about it. Obviously, because we've got a bit of a multi-layer system, we don't really need to use things like green glue or genie clips or that. So we have tried those sorts of things, but obviously having the 2 plasterboards on the ceiling standard is absolutely fine for this. Now the way we set the ceiling up is, as you probably saw earlier on in the video, is obviously to do a 120 spacing. So we've set these timbers, so obviously the plasterboard will sit exactly on those timbers. But what we will do, the first layer, is we'll just put it on the opposite end to where we want it to finish, if you like. So from there to that point, that was 120, and from here to there is 120. So we know that the plasterboards will land exactly on those timbers, which will be the second layer. The first layer we will start here, and so it's staggered. So this one will probably end somewhere around here, and then we'll start there and it'll finish about here. So the first layer doesn't matter. We want to make sure it's not landing on a finished timber. And then the second layer, when we start at that end, will do. Got about an hour to do this because we're driving down to London and we've got to pick up a load more plasterboard, usual sort of thing. So we will get cracking. I'll keep the camera rolling and I'll bring you guys back later on.
We start installing the plasterboard at the far end of the room. Because this is the first layer, the boards won't necessarily land on a timber stud, and that's absolutely fine. Just make sure the second layer, which starts from the opposite end, is properly secured. Even with 2 of us, Jacob cutting and me installing, we still use these support poles from Screwfix. Very handy bits of kit and a lot cheaper than an extra pair of arms. Once this layer goes on, you'll notice the room acoustics suddenly change. Don't panic, that's completely normal.
This is what you call a bodge. Sometimes if you try to be too precise, it doesn't work. That's perfect.
That's the first layer on, guys. Sounds very clicky, doesn't it, Jacob? Give us a clap. Go on. I can turn that off just fine. Yeah, it's clicky, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty clicky. Obviously, sound bouncing between
Not clicky at all.
the ceiling and the floor. So obviously we staggered those. We haven't staggered them, but we actually didn't land on the timbers. Now we're going to start, where are we starting now? This side?
Opposite end.
Opposite end. So first board will go here, obviously finish on the 120, and then the next one will finish on the 120 and so on. If we've done it right. 36 minutes for the first layer. The second layer will take a bit longer because we've got more screws to put in.
Will it? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can help.
Okay, so that's the plasterboarding done. I'm back today on my own to get the rest of the walls up. Kind of ceiling's a little bit difficult on your own, but I've come back today. Jacob's in the workshop doing some other preparation. So I've got a couple of things to do today. Let me turn the camera around so we can have a quick look. So I've got to get the plasterboard on the walls. This is all set up, so that will receive 1 sheet of plasterboard, 1 sheet of plasterboard, 1 sheet of plasterboard. This end wall here is going to be a bit of a feature wall. So what I'm actually going to do is use some of this heavy density MDF. This is actually Medite exterior MDF. Let me show you the end of it. I've got some here in the van or on the table. So you can see this, it's kind of like a little bit different to normal MDF. So it's got like it's a bit of a sandwich, and this is very dense, and this is exterior Medite. But what happens is our internal doors are actually made of this stuff. So when we make a door, we have hundreds literally of offcuts like this, which are sort of 2.4 by about 60 centimeters. So what we're going to do is kind of great to go behind the first layer. So it's great to go on the wall. Obviously it gives it a bit more density. This is going to be a great feature wall. We're going to put this on first on there, and then obviously plasterboard over the top. And I don't really need to plaster this room. plaster this wall. I'm just going to caulk the joins, and that's going to give us a good base to be able to put our feature wall on top, which will be screwed in. It means that we can just screw essentially through the plasterboard straight into the MDF. So that'll be good. I think I'm also going to do this wall as well, just because it's like a bit more of a vulnerable wall, because obviously there was no brick or block here, so obviously it's pretty chunky, but we're going to get some on there as well, and then plasterboard over the top. So that's going to be MDF plasterboard, and then just 2 layers of plasterboard on the 2 other sides. Got everything set up out here. Got my plasterboard in the van, got some more MDF here. I've got my track saw there, which will kind of make it easy to cut. Set up now, get started on this back wall, and then I'll bring you guys back a little bit later on.
I start by marking where the vertical studs are behind the already fitted plasterboard. This is essential for the next stage and saves a lot of guesswork later on. Once that's done, I start at the bottom, resting the first board on a spacer so it's level and not touching the floor. I then carry on with the bespoke cuts using my track saw. I'm using a DeWalt plunge saw here, which is an absolute dream for this kind of work. As I go, I seal up any small gaps with expanding foam to keep everything tight and properly sealed. I finish off with the smaller boards, repeat the whole process on the opposite wall, and then a quick chat with the customer.
So that's the MDF on those 2 walls. I'm going to start getting on with the plasterboarding now before lunch. Hopefully get this plasterboarded, maybe that one, but I'll definitely get this one done. It's going to be about 3 and a bit boards. So get that on and I'll see you later on.
Because the plasterboard's stacked vertically in the van, I figured it easier to cut the ends of the boards in there. I then fix them to the MDF boards on the wall, and in this case it doesn't really matter where the screws go, although I still stick to the usual layout purely out of habit. Once that wall's done, I move on to the next stage, and then it's lunchtime. Easily the most important stage of the build.
That's that wall plasterboarded, and that wall plasterboard. Absolutely starving now, so I'm gonna get a bit of lunch and I'll bring you guys back later on. Right guys, onto the home stretch with the plasterboarding. Just got this wall to do now, 2 layers, which hopefully shouldn't take too long, although it's kind of a little bit fiddly. On this one you can't really stagger the boards very easily, obviously because you've got the windows and stuff, and obviously yeah, just a bit more difficult to get that stagger, but obviously any plaster, obviously the plaster will fill in any gaps anyway, so it's absolutely fine. Just to mention also, if you like the video and you want to learn a bit more about what we do, and particularly this build, we do have some members only videos, which there is a video, there might be 2 videos actually by this point on the members page, showing how we came across certain things on the build, how we came up with certain ideas, how we did some of the construction. So check that out, links in the description. And also at the end of the build, we're going to be releasing a PDF of the cost of the build and also a plan on how to do this kind of build, so like a step-by-step guide. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll get these boards on and I'll bring you back at the end.
This has been a bit of a journey getting all the sheet materials up on the garage walls, but it's finally all coming together, and honestly this is shaping up to be an absolute monster of a drum studio.
That's the room pretty much plasterboard. Actually just ran out of 1 board at the end, so it's kind of a little bit of an odd size, because obviously the window's like 133 and the plasterboard's 120, so kind of like digging into a couple of boards to finish that. So yeah, about 1 board short of getting 2 layers on that section there. There's a little bit missing at the bottom, so obviously get that done next time. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. As mentioned, we do have a members area on our channel, so if you want to subscribe to that, there is a monthly subscription fee. You get access to some of the videos. We're doing a bit of a deep dive on this one, which is the ultimate garage drum studio. It's going to be fantastic. So thanks for watching guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.